Hello, my name is Denise Getz, and this presentation is on my senior practicum. What I chose, create versus write a paper, I wanted to create with the skills that I learned, also knowing that I would learn more while working on the project. And so passion project, that could have been any number of ideas and things that I had. The first idea I had didn't have a client and I needed a client. And so I chose another project which did have a client. And I met with that client. She was a person that had a business for 9 years and she didn't have a website. And so I sat down with her and I asked her, what would you like your website to look like? And she didn't know. She couldn't visualize it and didn't have any ideas. So I said, okay, what colors do you like? And she said, I like blue and blue greens. And I said, okay, do you have a business card? And she did, and she gave it to me. And on her business card was basically a scene of mountains along with her information. And it was kind of a bluish gray color. And so then I proceeded to show her example sites of people in her industry. And she told me what she liked and what she didn't like. So then the next thing was naming the website, and I got that started because it takes a long time to actually come up with a good name. And we brainstormed, and even the most ridiculous ideas were still put in there. And I kept brainstorming in my own time, and we just set lists back and forth until we arrived on one. Then I created the site plan with colors and a layout um, of how the site will be laid out, and basically wireframes as well as a logo. I think I had one or two at the time, and then it just kind of kept growing. And then I sat down with the client and I showed her, and she liked everything and how it was going, and so we proceeded. And then lists came into effect, and there was content lists and research lists and hosting provider lists and SEO lists to do, and do's and don'ts of a good website, and resource lists and graphic design lists, website speed lists, and security, and so on and so on. So there was a lot of tasks to do in a lot of different areas. And then we needed a portrait. I'm not a photographer, so I had to research and learn how to take a decent portrait. I gathered up some lighting sources and a few items that I needed, and I went to her house and took a photo, and I learned how to replace the background of that photo and correct the photo and do a little touch-ups here and there to make it look good, and that's what we used. And so let's go to the website. Here's the website. As you can see, it stayed consistent with the mountain theme, which is kind of a metaphor for reaching higher heights and elevating ourselves. And her headline and her hero page is transforming educators, and that's what she does. We did wind up going with CZ for Carrie Zielinski Math Consulting. And let's just proceed on down the page here. So here's a little thing. My goal as an educational consultant is to facilitate educators and students in their pursuits of reaching higher levels of achievement. And then here are the 3 services that she provides. She does in-house training and professional coaching and consulting. Here is a section that is basically a call to action. Are you ready to achieve better results? And so if so, make an appointment. Here are her feedback and reviews from many of the people that she has worked with. They're just glowing reviews. And some of them actually gave me a photo, and so we put that in there to kind of personalize it even more. And our footer basically has a logo I designed. This logo actually is, the symbol means transformation. And I chose to keep it clear on the top as Carrie Zielinski brings clarity to the topic of math for students. And then we can go to the About page. So this is her About page. This is, she says, inspiring others to accomplish things that they did not believe possible. That's her vision, essentially, keeping in with the mountain theme. As you can see, I chose a very monochromatic theme in order to keep people interested or just focused on the content. This is all about her, a bit about her, her mission, her values, and her beliefs, skill sets and strengths, her academic credentials, and her appointments, her publications, which I do have a link to that they can go directly to. And that's basically it on here. It's quite impressive. We can go to services. These are the services, the in-house training, and you can get to these via the homepage. And it just makes you, if you're interested after you're reading what she does, just a small blurb, you can click this and it'll take you to the contact page. But there's your in-house virtual or professional training and professional coaching, which is kind of like a one-on-one thing. Or actually you can have coaching for a few teachers at once as well. And then professional consulting. So she has FAQs, frequently asked questions that she's asked all the time. And like, can she work with middle school? And she does, and so forth and so on. So then Tried and True is a page where it's kind of like a landing page for, she wanted to have a few, maybe even one more topic, but she wasn't able to create that lesson yet. But it's basically proven practices, some that she's discovered while doing her thesis and publishing. And also in the 9 years of her, or many years of her teaching that they have developed. One of them was the Mathematician's Notebook, and you can just click on here and it will take you to this lesson, why we should take it, how it helps the children. It shows examples even at the kindergartner level, and how to establish that in the classroom. And you can go back here, or you can do the back arrow. And then here's the lesson about launching a mathematics lesson. And here on this page, I put, she likes this quote, and so she wanted the quote. I basically did a kind of like a watermark behind the quote, kind of once again helping people realize that this is a quote. And it brings a little artistic flair to it. And then this is her lesson, just kind of breaking down her lesson about how to establish and launch a lesson. And so there is that. And then the very final page is the contact page. And it's a simple contact form where they basically just fill out the information, click I'm not a robot, and submit it. It will go to this email, which is an email on the hosting site. And then I have this email basically going to another one that, that she can easily get her email from. So there is the website. And then one last thing, what I learned during this project is that website creation involves many categories of skills. You need a bit of marketing, you need design, definitely. You need graphic design and Photoshop skills. You need a little bit of photography if you have to take some photos, and language arts and communication skills is absolutely an essential to creating content, and people skills, working with the client, being able to guide the clients and keep the project on time and within scope. Teaching, you have to be able to teach yourself, because you're definitely going to run into areas and things that you do not know, and so you have to be able to learn by yourself how to do those things. And then of course there's the technical skills, the code, the backups, the security, securing your site, testing your site performance, making sure it's going fast enough, and through one of the examples is using a CDN, and then making a little bit of networking with your cPanel and getting into your htaccess file. So another thing I learned is even the best people can't comprehend all that goes into the website. And once again, that is just having the ability to help them keep within scope and keep the project going on time. And so it's been a wonderful project. I'm grateful to have been able to do it and have the experience. I learned a lot, and I'm grateful. Thank you for taking the time to watch. Thank you so much.